Cosmic forces have moved in your favor, chosen one, bringing about perfect harmony where there was once opposition. Their whole system is in disarray as a result of what transpired for you. As their plans fell apart, they rushed to figure out what had occurred, blaming and pointing fingers. The person who constantly imitated your movements, borrowed your ideas, and followed you around blindly keeps on following an old map, a group that is in disarray because of something that just happened to align for you. The copycat continues to head in the wrong direction. The universe has decided in your favor since it acknowledges the authentic article. The collective that used to work against you with synchronized precision now breaks apart from within as they squander energy on internal strife and misguided instructions. Your higher frequency is too strong for their coalition, which is based on a shaky foundation of fear, envy, and false superiority. What formerly seemed to be a cohesive front is now shown as a precarious house of cards. They are unable to communicate with each other. Trust is replaced with suspicion. As their common goals fall short, blame is passed about. Unable to comprehend why their once effective approaches are producing declining results, they murmur among themselves, pointing fingers. The reality? Their lesser vibrations cannot pierce the degree of heavenly protection you have attained. Between them, messages are misunderstood. Plans fail at the last minute. Suddenly, the resources they relied on are no longer accessible. What did they not see? The cosmic powers no longer have permission to obstruct your journey. They no longer have access to the energy needed to sustain their resistance because of the global order. Observe their hasty efforts to restore their previous harmony. Watch as they make frantic efforts to mend their shattered coalition. Observe how every attempt to restore the past merely reveals more severe fissures in their base. This is the inevitable result, the natural conclusion. The chaos that results from a people banding together against someone who is under divine protection is evidence of the power that has been triggered inside you. The genuine nature of the relationships that are established around you is revealed by the cosmos. In your presence, those united by genuine love and a common goal become stronger. Those bound together just by resistance to your light discover that they are unable to withstand the higher frequency you now represent. One person in particular stands out among those who oppose your path, the imitator, the person who observes your actions, mimics your speech, and uses your strategies but who essentially misunderstands the source of your influence. They have persuaded themselves that your efficacy stems from strategy rather than soul connection, from method rather than truth. Others were previously perplexed by their imitation. For a minute, they thought their imitation was the real vitality you exude. However, when your frequency increases due to this recent alignment, everyone with eyes can clearly detect the difference between real light and artificial luminescence. The copycat keeps making essentially bad decisions that expose their actual character, even if they seem to follow a similar route to yours. They use phrases that sound similar to yours, but they don't have the resonance that comes from experiencing reality firsthand. They copy your moves, but they lack the heavenly support that gives you strength. They take on the outward manifestations of your trip, but they completely miss its spirit. Every day, the distance between their imitation and your genuine expression grows. What may have seemed to be a convincing copy now stands out as a clear fake. The universe makes sure that those with discernment can tell the difference between what is simply appropriated and what is divinely destined. Their coerced efforts produce progressively worse outcomes as your power increases naturally via alignment. They are clearly depleted by the effort they put up to keep up the facade. Their increasingly erratic conduct is a manifestation of their dissatisfaction. They swing between trying to undermine your genuineness and stepping up their impersonation. Both approaches hasten their own demise. The cosmic irony is revealed. They have placed themselves squarely in the line of your light in an effort to steal it, guaranteeing that they will be the first to be exposed by its disclosing rays. As they stumble down a phony imitation, their waning efficacy acts as a cosmic beacon, ensuring you are on the real route. You are now surrounded by an energy shield that works with flawless spiritual accuracy. It does more than just shield you from outside negativity. It mathematically accurately returns it to its source. Every assault that is made against you will be multiplied and returned to its source thanks to this celestial mirror. To share the love of the angels, write Amen and contribute up to $20 with a super thank you. When someone tries to undermine your stability, their own foundations start to tremble. Those who propagate lies about your character observe as their own lies are suddenly revealed. Those who attempt to stop you find that their own paths are suddenly blocked by unforeseen obstacles. You are not to blame for this. This is a global rule that works perfectly. The more upheaval they are experiencing in their life, the more assaults they are making on you. But they don't connect the dots, ego-obsessed. They further up their attempts, believing that more coercion, deceit, and force will eventually overcome your defenses. Every escalation only serves to hasten their own demise. Your encasing spiritual armor now functions without your conscious awareness. You don't have to aggressively defend yourself or establish your innocence anymore. Without your help, the truth speaks for itself. As the cosmos takes care of everything you formerly believed you needed to manage alone, stand in serene assurance. What you are seeing is cosmic justice, which has been planned by the higher powers that control the spiritual laws of cause and effect, not by you. While you stay unaffected and go on moving ahead with calm resolve, their projection of gloom at you becomes the same thing devouring their reality. Inexplicably, resources rearrange themselves to accommodate you. Blocked opportunities suddenly become available. Redirected abundance eventually returns to its original location. You see this as the cosmos reestablishing the natural flow of energy after eras of artificial constraint. Financial assistance might come from unexpected places. Doors that had been securely closed despite your repeated knocks suddenly open effortlessly. Inexplicably, those who have precisely what you need for your next phase feel obligated to help. This isn't a case of luck. This is the recalibration of the divine. As these gifts come your way, see how the corresponding deficiency manifests in the lives of individuals who formerly veered off course from what was intended for you. Their resources, which were formerly plentiful, strangely appear to run out. Suddenly, they are unable to access their trustworthy connections. Unexpected instabilities are exposed by their formerly stable underpinnings. Without your direct involvement or malicious purpose, this rebalancing takes place. You don't have to wish somebody trouble. The cosmos just reallocates energy in the proper way. It is impossible for anything that was momentarily taken by deception to be permanently replaced. Resources eventually flow where they are cosmically intended thanks to divine order. The transfer of wealth is not limited to tangible assets. You now get recognition that you were previously denied. Once blocked opportunities are suddenly opening up. Once difficult connections now develop surprisingly easily. Everything that was intended for your path but was blocked by those who opposed it comes back stronger and at the exact moment you need it for your next stage of development. Those who oppose you get into a frenzy as you go forward with deliberate steps, rooted in your own authority. Their actions become more erratic, their choices more snap judgments, and their tactics more obvious. Even casual viewers may see the difference between their frenzied scrambling and your smooth ascent. Their activities speed up yet achieve less. They use more energy yet have less of an effect. Even when they turn up the volume, fewer people are ready to listen. The cosmic rule at work is shown by this inverse connection between effort and effect. When action is not in line with truth, exponentially more energy is needed to produce progressively less important outcomes. Caution. Only those who have sensed the call should read the next message. I saw the terrible reality as I escaped via the Salvia Divinorum gateway. One plucked pod amid many matrices is our reality. You'll never awaken a single soul. I saw the archons, cosmic parasites who feed on human energy, chuckle. However, you are already aware of this fact, aren't you? Persistent feeling that you've been selected and that you're destined for greater. I'm assembling the most intelligent people into an army. Their coherence via unconditional love is their one weakness, which I learned about through meditation. Now, feel that resonance growing inside of you. This isn't just something you happen to read. The Obsidian Inner Order, the top ascension center for those with destiny, is already seeing a gathering of the most potent, awakened souls. One fact unites Christians, lightworkers, remote viewers, and targeted individuals. You were selected for this particular time. In the description below, click the link. Participate in our live broadcasts, panels, and group calls that are accessible to the whole Astral Atom Network. Our frequency is boosted by yours. Whether you are selected is not the issue. Will you take the call is the question. You are going to make a decision that the archons dread. They should. Observe how they try many strategies at once, giving up on one before completing it, and wildly switching between them. What little authority they still have is diminished by this dispersed focus. In the meanwhile, your unwavering concentration on your aligned route increases your effectiveness without putting you under extra stress. Their communications, which include overstated threats, inflated claims, and obvious manipulations, betray their mounting concern. As their message becomes less effective, it becomes more frequent. Every time they make a last-ditch effort to restore control of a story that has slipped out of their grip, they reveal their anxiety. Which way has divine approval is shown by your composed perseverance in the face of their frantic opposition. The distinction between alignment-driven movement and fear-driven motion is obvious to anyone with sight. There is no need for dispute since your gradual ascent, despite their frantic rush, resolves the issue of true power. To share the love of the angels, write Amen and contribute up to $20 with a super thank you. Your true light has been noticed by someone with real influence. You didn't approach or persuade this person. They naturally gravitated toward your frequency and were able to discern truth when they came across it. The whole nature of the resistance you faced has changed as a result of their choice to support you. There was no deliberate networking or manipulation involved in the formation of this partnership. It developed naturally as a result of resonant recognition. Bonds that go beyond simple connections are formed when genuine force recognizes itself in another. In addition to their personal support, this person gives you access to resources, exposure, and validation that you were previously denied. Their support causes those who previously believed the false story about your personality or goals to start seriously doubting you. With this esteemed figure's unmistakable endorsement, those who rejected you based only on the opinions of others are now forced to think again. This one strong alignment instantly restores the credibility you were denied. The posture of the opposition is unparalleled. To attack you today is to challenge someone whose authority they formerly feared or revered. Now, their well-planned campaign against you might expose them to repercussions from sources they don't want to upset. Suddenly, the price tags they hadn't estimated are attached to their targeting of you. This partnership is the most accurate example of cosmic orchestration. They show up just in time to counter the main tactic being used against you. This link is not only a coincidence. It symbolizes how cosmic justice and divine timing work together to clear your way. Those who attempted to limit you become more and more constrained by their own plans when you break free from previous constraints. The traps that were laid for you are now trapping their makers. The confines of their own mobility are now defined by the restrictions they tried to impose on your advancement. You go into a more expansive state of freedom, while they deal with restrictive situations. While others suffocate in the stale environment of failed tactics, you breathe the fresh air of new possibilities. While they weave through their own labyrinths, you explore broad horizons. This dramatic contrast demonstrates the lyrical accuracy of universal rule at work. The resources required for their own progress were exhausted by the effort they put into creating intricate barriers for your route. They were so preoccupied with obstructing your path that they failed to plan their own path. The cosmic irony is revealed. They have imprisoned themselves in their effort to limit you. When used, the strategies that were formerly successfully utilized against you now cause instant karmic feedback. Actions that used to take months or years to have an impact now have immediate rebound effects. In this new phase, there is no delay between the return of evil intent and the global reaction time to it, which has increased tremendously. Your growing independence is more than just the lack of their strong pushback. It is the active cleansing of your road by the presence of heavenly help. You find that doors that formerly required a great deal of work to open now swing wide at your approach as you become more in line with your true purpose. This goes beyond just eliminating barriers. It is the cosmic aid being activated. There was more to the recent cosmic alignments than just astronomy. This particular stage of your trip was triggered by the changing of cosmic gears. The moment of your discovery coincides with star patterns that magnify real frequencies and reveal fake energy. For your coordinated activities, this celestial support system guarantees maximum impact, whereas for those acting dishonestly, it provides minimum efficacy. The material world began to express truth more quickly as a result of these astronomical alignments opening energy gates. Things that used to take years to come to light now do so in a matter of days. With never-before-seen speed, hidden motives come to light. Long-buried lies come to light and cannot be hidden again. The cosmic spotlight is now so intense that there are no dark corners for deception to hide in. Those who opposed your course did not account for the time of the stars. They continued to concentrate on worldly tactics, while remaining oblivious to the divine powers working against them. Once seeming to be successful, their timing now seems to be working against them constantly. They assault at periods of high energy, which guarantees that their attacks will retaliate with more vigor. You are connected to higher direction, as shown by your intuitive alignment with cosmic timing. You have traveled in unison with these strong energy currents without any conscious calculation of heavenly motions. In the meanwhile, those who rely only on cerebral computation are always lagging behind, reacting to circumstances that have already changed by the time their solution is implemented. You should treat those who used to oppose you with the same respect for divine timing. When global forces have prepared you and them for such reconciliation, some will approach the process of requesting forgiveness or an alliance. During times when such connections might pollute your field, others will show up offering apologies. Have faith in the timing of these interactions. Which doors are meant to open by God, and which are just ill-timed or deceptive efforts to re-enter your domain, are discerned by your improved perception. The united resistance that was previously put up against you breaks apart into separate goals. What seemed to be a shared belief turns out to be a transient alignment of individual self-interests. To share the love of the angels, write Amen and contribute up to $20 with a super thank you. The facade of unity breaks down, revealing the brittleness of bonds forged more around conflict than genuine common purpose. Without common principles that go beyond their hostility against you, they find themselves without a solid enough base to remain together under increasing strain. Every member starts putting their own survival ahead of group goals. With unexpected venom, former comrades turn on one another. For unsuccessful attempts, blame is passed about. There are accusations of resource waste. There are suspicions about perhaps conflicting allegiances. Internal strife now absorbs the energy that was formerly focused on your adversaries. The spark that exposes the unsustainable condition of their partnership is your aligned presence. Some people who used to vehemently oppose you now covertly doubt the story they've come to believe. It is inevitable to reevaluate when you see how universal forces coalesce around you as chaos consumes their combined effort. Those who sense the sinking reality of the ship they have aboard may even reach out in solitude, trying possible bridges back to truth. You did not intentionally divide things in order to cause this fracture. It's what happens naturally when real power clashes with manufactured unity. The inevitable breakdown of relationships that were not built on truth is accelerated by the higher frequency you now embody. With the increased light you emit, things that could have taken years to break down naturally now fall apart in a matter of weeks. Despite their focused efforts, a divine alignment or union that others strove valiantly to prevent now materializes. Recognizing its ability to speed up your route, the very relationship they dreaded most formed with unexpected ease and at the ideal moment. Their efforts to stop this marriage simply make it stronger once it is established. This relationship goes beyond simple self-interest. It symbolizes the fusion of complementary energies that the cosmos has predetermined will cooperate at this exact moment. This partnership creates a frequency that is tenfold more powerful than each energy could be on its own. The opposition's frantic efforts to stop it may be explained by this mathematical amplification of effective force. This union's time has a cosmic and strategic purpose. It may have given power before knowledge had matured enough to direct its use, if it had formed earlier, before certain lessons were incorporated. Important windows for particular effect could have closed if it had appeared later. This connection's divine orchestration is shown by its flawless coordination with global time.